Hello everyone. So this is Topaz. This is the first stream that I'm doing for today. I don't really know what additional streams I'll be doing tomorrow or whatnot, but I figured I would get everything set up, have a first run of it, and just kind of see what we can do. I think the main goal is just to get the dailies for sure, and maybe just get out of bronze, because more often than not, when I play, eventually I do win, and I do climb the ranks, but the higher the ranks are, the harder the matches are. That's not entirely fair, because some matches tend to be pretty sweaty no matter what rank you're in, just because you are playing a ranked mode. You're going to be going up in ranks, so people are going to want to win. Now, you could play casual, and it could be random, and it's the same thing. Other people could be practicing very meta-defining decks or very difficult decks, or you could fight people who are doing something a little bit more fun. Now, of course, Melffys is definitely on the fun side, but the main reason I play them is because they're fun. They're tricky. They do a very cool effect, although it's slow, and I understand that it's kind of problematic in the long run. So I would love to see some very off-the-wall support at some point, and I'm still waiting for the Melffy support in this game too, because Master Duel is behind one pack that happens to have the content I need. But anyway, I digress. We're going to just play, and I'm hoping that we get some progress done. I have 1,000 gems that I can spend. I have no idea what that's going to be for, and right now, as you can see, this has 3 days left. The main problem is that the next pack is Labyrinth, which is something that's pretty recent, and I don't mind that they're putting out Labyrinth. I really don't, because I know some people probably play it, but it just seems like they're bouncing around to very specific sets that they've released and doing it very weirdly. And it's going to be, what, 33 days before this other pack goes away? So it's going to be a long time before we get all of the cards that we need in this game. So, playing is not a big deal, but man, it's the whole guessing game of which will come next is kind of a letdown. But yeah, we've got some gems we can spend, kind of just figure out as we go. But enough chit-chatting, let's go ahead and get into this. Oh, that's new. New and kind of weird, but that's alright. Alright, so we're going to do like a small preview because I have to change the deck. This will also kind of be a deck profile in a way, because I'm not a traditional player. I could probably pick up something that would be considered... So, this is going to sound weird, but I feel like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon, stuff like that, it's kind of like a fighting game, if you'll entertain the conversation, where there's just an optimal setup. Optimal cards. There's the top tier decks at the time that you should be playing, or at least you can play and have a much better chance of succeeding, like Sky Strikers or Salomon Greats, Fluwanderees. I'm sure there's a lot more out there that I can easily name, but they escape me at the moment. I'm not the biggest fan of just going for something simple. I like Fluwanderees, but I would never want to play it because it's an exceptionally difficult game when you play against them. Just because all they're going for is the field spell and then all the normal summons, and then if you face a traditional Fluwandereeze, they're trying to lock you out of special summons, except for Wind. But we've got an unfinished, just kind of in theory setup for Cypher. I think it's a really cool rank deck. But we've got Wind Witch. This one's really cool. This one, if you'll notice this card right here, it's going for this strategy, actually. Trying to Extra Foolish Burial this card so that it can copy this card. Because there's like a Venom Dragon, I think, that does the same thing where you can copy a card in the graveyard. And if I'm thinking correctly, this stuff should be banned in the TCG, but it's not here. This card I can kind of get to, and I can copy it, but in a different deck, and in a synchro deck. You have Unchained. This is a little bit more, I wouldn't say meta, but you do see this from time to time. I've done a mirror match on my channel. It's cool. I do like it as a link strategy, but as the name suggests here, you can actually do kind of synchro XYZ turbo, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I would agree. Rogue is an appropriate name, but I think even Rogue is like a step above a ton of different decks. You know what I mean? Like, you could see Unchained and it would be feasible to think that you could win with it and do well with it, but maybe not other strategies. Gladiator Beasts and stuff like that might be a bit too slow, or might not be able to keep up. Let's see. Token Beatdown. It's about as, well, I might as well show it, because it's easier to show than explain without it. It's any means necessary to put out tokens, and yes. Every format, every single format always has these weird variations in it. And with a lot of the Crystal Beast support coming out with the last set and booster deck that just came out, it definitely helps it. And if I remember correctly, I remember hearing that it actually took places, like it had ranks, you know, like top 10s, which was really cool. This is, it's kind of straightforward. It might be hard to look at, but you have this, of course, Token Stampede. Yeah, YCS, that's right. All tokens in attack position gain 1,000 attack, cannot be destroyed by battle. This is your bread and butter. You have Cosmic Compass. You get 1 token for every creature your opponent controls. You're just simply trying to create tokens, even if you have to go first or go second and pass, so that you can link them away to do a link chain to grow into things like, you know, Decode Talker, which, because of my collection has grown, I'm probably going to change this one. But you're going into like a big beat stick, or this, so that you can use the tokens that you have in order to pop stuff. You have this card, of course, counter spell when you have normals, and when it's popped, you know, you basically get this or this card. 2 beat sticks kind of for free. You have double magical arm bind. This one I actually learned from Duel Logs, just because, you know, tribute 2 monsters. If they're tokens, you're really not losing much, and then you take control of your opponent's monsters. I thought it was a brilliant addition. But yeah, Lord of the Heavenly Prison, I had to build it, especially considering how, you know, spell specific this deck is. But yeah, let's see. Ignisters is cool. I've actually had a lot of fun with them because it's very link specific, but So, I think skill drain is like, it's not a bad suggestion, but it wouldn't get its effect off. If this flipped, it wouldn't get its effect off. If it was a skill drain that you like hid and then used at the proper moment after you started building your board, yeah, I could see that. It's actually why I have this one, Universal Adapter, is everything becomes the same attack power. And then, where is it? Well, no, yeah, like these two. This is an SR, I only crafted one for now. Just trying to even the playing field when it comes to attack power. Whether I'm giving them this card, which is a light monster, and then you leech the light off of it. But I'll consider it. It's not a bad suggestion. It's just, it's expensive to craft. But, like, Ignisters is kind of similar to Melffys for me, because it's an archetype. It has a whole bunch of cards. They all work together. I have a lot of spells and traps that work really well together, and I enjoy it. And then, yeah, the remnants of the last event, the anti-spell event. That event was weird. Not gonna lie. That was an exceptionally weird event, just because you either had, like, trap spam, trying to get out, like, fusions from Dynamorphia and stuff, trap tricks, which, of course, you know, it would thrive in that, but I rarely saw that. It was so weird. Amorphage was not bad, it's just the whole suppression of you can't go in the extra deck. Uromage, it can work without the spells, just because you're trying to search for the traps. That's the bread and butter of the gaining life and controlling the board. So this is... Okay, so I'm just going to point this out real quick. Mech Knights. It's Mech Knights, but it's super poly. E-teleport for Psychic Jumper. You pay 1,000 life points and target one face-up monster your opponent controls and one psychic monster except itself, aka any Mech Knight, which is very easy to summon. You steal one of their things, which is good on its own, but then you super poly. Let's see, was it like this? Yeah, this one. Well, Synchro Monster, but yeah, I have Psychic Synchros. It's just for the gimmick. I thought that was a funny gimmick that I had kind of thought of just because I found him, so I built an entire deck around it. That's kind of how my deck building goes too. It's like if I find something really neat, I just go with it and see what I can do. Let's see. Valence for something in the future, of course. I just haven't pulled all of the field spells that are URs, which is difficult to fathom. But yeah, let's see. Prank. I started doing it, and then I kind of dropped it. Same thing with Dream Mirror, just because Prank has a goal at the end of the day, but not something that I really care to do. Dream Mirror doesn't really have much of a payoff. If you hear the dingly ball, it's my cat. Traditional Roam Mage, Alice Spriggan. This one's one of my favorite, just kind of freeballed, put together decks, simply because it's Spriggans. You know, Supreme, Sovereign, and then, there it is, Golgonda. I found him, which led to Fallen of Alabaz, which led to the rest of the Spriggan cards. And I had a Fallen of Alabaz version of this. Then I found Alistair. He is a really cool card, and I like him. And so, yeah, I easily went for him and one field spell. Although I'm trying to spot it. There it is. And I like his creatures. I like how he can just kind of fusion summon off of your opponent's graveyard. So, This is one of my favorite decks to play with, especially with the ship. Just pick a spot, and then up to the number of materials, destroy any card in that spot, and then adjacent to it, but it's non-targeting. Mekaba. No. New accessories in the shop. Oh, invoked Mekaba. Let's see, where is it? Oh, yeah, that's why, because it was an SR, everything else. So, I have 121. So yeah, you make a really good point. My resources are always tight, and because I maintain like 5 decks at a time, I never exactly prioritize very well. It's a good choice, it is. And I know that Invoked Mekaba tends to be run with Effect Veiler because, you know, not only is it a hand trap, but it's a light monster. It tends to be like the combination. 15 spots. You know what? I could probably just go without this. I know why it's in here, but I know why this is... Well, yeah. It's the number 97 combo. Well, yeah. I still actually need a second ship, because a lot of times it'll get destroyed and I'll have an opportunity to make a second one, but I don't have a second copy. So this is like another card on my list of things I need to make. From my hand, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and just favorite it so that I can just keep up with it, because this is also my wish list slash, if I forget that I have any cards, I just go here and look at them. That's why like these two are here, Judgment and Infinite Impermanence. I kind of mentally know they exist, but in the heat of the moment trying to build a deck, I forget. But it's a good suggestion. Thank you for reminding me of it. Let's see. This is my first stream, by the way, so like that's kind of like why I'm going over the decks as well, because I'll be cutting this into pieces and posting it on the channel. Let's see. Oh, we're pretty much done, actually. My two favorite decks is Melffy, which I'll actually just go ahead and show in gameplay, and then Crawler, Fortune Teller. Pretty straightforward. Crawlers are flip monsters that do certain effects, but then if they are sent anywhere from the field, from an opponent's effect, they get to summon 2 others from the deck face down. And then Fortune Teller, which is from a flip deck itself, uses a ritual card to get rid of Crawler, summons their boss monster, the Prediction Princess ritual monster. At the end of your turn, you simply just bring back Crawler, and because Prediction Princess flips cards, you can just set up Crawler, which is your opponent cannot activate any monster effects. So it's kind of a slow, but I don't mind flip decks. It's a slow deck that still needs kind of support from the recent packs. But I think it's cool. It's kind of like, you know, I have like 1 or 2 Link Central decks. I have a Ritual deck, a kind of mixed strategy deck, a Synchro deck. I don't really have something that's fusion specific, but I hadn't really found one I'm too fond of yet. But let's switch to this. It's a little all over the place. But yeah, let's get into the rank duels. By the way, I just kind of started talking to you. But yeah, thanks for dropping in, Dragon. Appreciate it. Good to have some company. Very I guess the only question we have is, does the audio sound good? Uh-oh, they have a response. So we're trying to turbo out beast cards, basically. And let's see if we can do something real quick. We're going to do Rescue Cat. Can't be targeted for the negate because it has attribute itself in order to do the effect. Puppy, which gets beasts out of the grave. Sorry, Pony. Puppy gets special summons cards straight from the deck onto the field. Caddy is my searcher card. Allows me to grab, what is it? One beast monster from the deck to the hand, which is really strong for certain cards. Let's see. I'm going to do a spare cat and puppy. This is my 7. Yeah. If I had my 8, I'd be able to go into, where are you? Defleur? Yeah, because it's generic. Well, let's see. We're going to go into one of the 3. This one allows you to attack directly by losing a material. This one can turn into kind of a big burn stick. Cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage, and then when an attack is declared, your opponent gets burned for that monster's attack power, and then the searcher. Let's see, we're gonna grab Puppy, just because. Kind of curious of what they can do right now. Also, I still need to edit my extra deck, because this card never seems to actually work. I need to put the Link 3 in. And yes, that's a Zeus. This card hasn't done what I need it to do, so I'm probably going to swap that out. I know Scrap Iron Scarecrow is a little slow, but when I have a spell on the field that says beasts, the first time that they would be destroyed by battle, they're not. This also allows me to kind of wall up if I have to. So I can take 2 hits without losing a monster. Draw cards and banish 1 dark monster. Okay. Oh, this is not going to be fun. This is instantly not going to be fun. And this is what I meant earlier. You have some really crazy decks that you'll just see in low rank, possibly for 2 reasons. Either they sit around and don't play as long as I have, and they just kind of get deranked to lower tiers, or when they just start jumping into the game, they kind of do what I expect everybody else to do, which is blow a whole bunch of money and gems, and then just build something really strong. And because Thunder Dragons, I think, are at full power in this, oh, it's even worse. It's just a mix. Okay. Look at that hand size. It's a pretty royal rare, for sure. You can discard this card, then target. Well, I can't activate Puppy because I would be removing it. But it's going to remove itself anyway. Cards cannot be added from the main deck to your opponent's hand except by drawing them. Oh well, I don't be adding them to my hand. This card will be destroyed. You can banish one Thunder monster instead. Crap. Yeah, I'm pretty much going to have to immediately trigger this. Otherwise, he's just going to walk over it. Yep. Yeah. What part of the effect? Well, that's not going to show me. Considering the style of deck that this is, most likely there isn't a single thing that I can do in order to win. So, not really much of a point to put up a fight, but I'll see what I can do this turn. When this effect is activated in the hand, even during a damage set quick effect, you can trim a card. If this card would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish 2 cards to your graveyard instead. And yeah. So I can go for this to bring back Cat, Rescue Cat, I think. And then I would have 3 materials, but yeah, it's kind of a question of like, how do I even out this board? I should have enough beasts. You can banish a number. Let's see. Come on. Thank you. At least it's finally working. But I still need to put that link 3 in there. Yeah. Oh well. That was 2 forbidden chalices in hand. So, pretty much there's no way of getting around that. Yeah, let's edit this real quick. I don't mind this card, but it's just never done anything for me. So, just get rid of that. And then it's pretty much the one that I do want. Let's see. This has been useful to remove cards from my opponent's board. I'd never really come across it that often. And I don't know. Bow of the Goddess is an okay card, but I honestly think that it's not optimal to make. Let's see, can I do this instead? I kind of can. Because there are 7s that I could make with it in theory. And they would just be a big beat stick. Yeah. I'm actually running Interrupted Kaiju Slumber specifically because it's kind of a suppression deck. Royal Decree, this card, just try to prevent my opponent from playing or setting up too well. I originally had, I think, Evenly Matched and a couple other cards, but they pretty much never triggered the way I needed them to. But Royal Decree and then Naturia Beast turns off 2/3 of the entire deck. Let's see. I added the 3, so I have a 2, 3, and a 4. Like, are you saying, like, it's a bad card to have in here, or just against Tri-Brigade? Because it's not really a Tri-Brigade deck. I run him specifically because if my graveyard ends up building up a bunch of cards, it's just kind of a cheap, fast way to get a Link monster on the field, and it can special summon itself. Oh yeah, absolutely. Because it's a 44 card deck, any kind of cards could pop up at any point, and because I can't search for anything, I take the gamble simply because I don't have to activate, you know, Royal Decree. I don't have to activate it at any point. The only reason I would is either I just don't have traps that I need, which, as for the deck to work, I don't really need the traps anyway. A lot of the monsters are pretty strong and can do the things they need to do, but I use it whenever they activate their own trap, because as soon as I activate it, Chain Link 2, it just negates it. And then, you know, hopefully if you set up a proper board, it's, like I said, it's just Naturia Beast, Royal Decree, and then just wait. But actually, I might actually take their advice on what they just did. Target one monster on the field until their turn, it gains 400 attack, but its effects are negated, and quick effect. I don't know. I like Lost Wind. It is a really good card, and it has helped me, but I think it's kind of in the same vein of I should consider probably trading it, just because I'm going for the negate effect more. It does set itself in longer runs, but that would be less trap heavy. Revolt is also just because if I happen to not ever actually pull this card, or if I don't search for it with Caddy, this is kind of like an alternative alternative condition of just throw a bunch of stuff on the board, then get the Link 4. Mirror Force, just because I don't really have a better option, or I haven't really thought of a better replacement for it. Because it's good, I really just don't like having a lot of one-off cards. That's why I crafted, you know, 2 of the decrees. But It's been through a couple of iterations, that's for sure. Let's see. Oh, I know why. Okay. I'm trying to think what would be like a good addition. Just so I have 15. This this doesn't work because of this card. I can do that. Okay. You be safe. Hopefully I see you when you get back. I don't think it's a bad card, but it is a 4. Yeah. A 3, it's cheaper to make. Big beat stick is able to do 1 of 3 things. The banish, I think the banish might be enough for me to make Soldier of Chaos instead, because I already have a big payoff with the Triburiate Omen. There's also this, but obviously not the Dark Charmer. I could always go for the Beast, the Earth Charmer, just because of what the rest of them are. Earth. Obviously not Nimble Beaver, but... It's not a great 2 to go into, but I don't know. I think it might work. I'm just trying to think of what I would drop. This is a target, this is a make it and then just negate something. This is a turn off a face-up card's effect, which has been useful to certain field spell decks. Make a token that's really big. Bounce something after battling. Of course, you know, defleur, pop something, negate something. I don't know, part of me is kind of thinking, like, what if I had 2 Earth Charmers, and then those 2 Earth Charmers could just go into the 1 link 4. But you'd have to have 4 bodies on the field at any given time. I don't know. This is fine, I think. I think we can just go ahead and live with this. But yeah, that facing Thunder Dragon Colossus spritzed with Fallen of Albaz was definitely just kind of a rough first match. Hopefully the game audio is not cutting in too much on the mic. Hopefully I can still be heard fairly well. This is not terrible, considering Interrupted Slumber is a going second card, but I can still use it If I bait out anything with Beaver, I can always recover by just putting Puppy on the field anyway. Been having issues with my mouse, so it's gonna be a little jittery. But yeah. Make forest, do a search, stay out of the extra spell zone. I need to stop using it, that's for sure. No ash. If we get this, so it's destruction by card effect, or we get Caddy. I think Caddy's more important to get the search off. I'm gonna go ahead and activate it anyway, just because it turns off all spells. And I'm gonna end my turn. Let's see what happens. So their ability to special summon themselves is during the end phase. And it's all 4 of them. So you could, if the whole hand is there, all 4 Melffys, could just put 4 bodies on the board at once. Melffy of the Forest is not only just a searcher, but it's a negate. So if a card bounces, essentially, you know, a Melffy bounces, I can point at a monster. It cannot attack, and it cannot activate its effects. So setting up a searcher essentially also sets a negate if you play the deck the way it wants to be played. Backlink, if you're... you can choose this card, shuffle all monsters from the extra model zone into the deck. It is not a quick effect, and that will... Oh, okay. Never mind then. I hadn't actually seen that card before, so I was a little disappointed to not see it play through. I probably would have, if I had read it correctly, because there was no monsters in the extra monster. If I had read it correctly, I probably would have done Caddy, but not done Puppy, and then would have just pointed at it with Force to try to get its effects off. Like I said, I had never seen that card. It's a shame I couldn't see it in action. Well, this is both good and terrible. Oh, it's gonna be Trick Stars. Okay. So, yeah, searching and burning and setting up. Ooh. Good thing I don't have any spells or traps I'm going to be setting. If the card is added to your opponent's hand, burn them. Okay, so I'm getting burned now. Also, that's a terrible draw. That is a terrible draw. Each time your opponent activates a card effect, inflicts 200 damage immediately after it resolves. Okay. Let's see. Activate a monster effect. What do we want to do? This is interesting. Do we want to go for Nimble Beaver? See, I don't have any Melffys in hand, so I'm just kind of stuck right now. Okay, nothing so far. Okay. Candy Puppy. So I think that's gonna burn me for 200, right? No? Anytime your opponent activates a monster effect in their hand. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Let's see. I could make this. I guess that's probably the best thing I can do right now, which is not... But they still have 2 face down, so we'll have to worry about that. Okay, we're gonna get Caddy, and we're gonna use this. Melffy of the Forest. We will be adding a card to our hand, so this will burn us. Do we want to get Fenny? Because that's going to be our pop effect. I hate to do this, but yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure I need Fenny, actually. That's really weird. Let's see. And we have Fenny. I don't really think there's a reason to do this, because it just gives them a pretty big body, so. Not much we can do. Yeah, we're gonna get burnt for another 200. They probably have more than one copy of their Link 1 Trickstar, so breaking the first copy they make probably wouldn't really do much. Wouldn't really serve any purpose. Well, I don't think we go that far, might as well. For each card they control, if a Link summon card is destroyed by battle card effect, if this you can special summon 1 Link 2 or lower for an extra deck, then flick. Yeah. I knew they were going to go into Link 4. I was just trying to mitigate whatever I could. There we go. They're going to banish my entire hand, I believe. That is kind of a bad trade. I'm to be honest. Also, yeah, that's a very busted card. see. If I bring this back, really nothing's gonna happen. I can't normal summon that card. And I can't do what I want to do. If I normal summon this, I can pitch a creature to bring something back, or well, that's true, and I can bring something back again. Well, this link summoned card points to no monsters, which, as far as I can tell, it does. You can inflict 200... Okay, so it's not protected because it is pointing towards a monster. Okay, that's fair. It is not being destroyed by a kaiju effect. Let's see. What is it? 2, 4, 6. Oh, it's a tuner. Okay. If we go for this, I think this would just be the better bet. Mainly because it gets a pop and a negate. But yeah, that's super cool. That's the first time I've done synchro something like that. I guess I should have read that maybe it was protected in general. Yeah. I guess that's fair. It's 1,300. Yeah, it is a quick effect. No, no, it's not a quick effect. Okay. Oh, that might be game worse. Well, what was so important about that effect? Is it 800? Yeah, 1,000. Okay. Slow and steady pace. Not too bad. I think that's the first time I think I've seen a Trickstar deck that actually was just Trickstar. Like, really, like, true to the archetype. There's some cards I hadn't seen before, or any traditional Trickstar player use. Oh, this is really terrible. I'd be wasting a lot of stuff. I can fake with these. And then just end phase and go for puppy. Because my thing is like, I'm tempted to keep Revolt, because it is good for long games and stuff. But it is slightly counterintuitive for one specific spell that shuffles stuff back to get a draw. And it's a good card, but it is at 44. It is already bleeding over a little bit. Spellbooks. Okay, so it's Searcher. Of course. I am not surprised. Also, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a terrible thing. You can send up to 2 to draw. I'm not too sure the negative implications if I let that card live. So I'm gonna just let it, I guess, do its thing. That would be activating the Searcher effect, I would imagine. Okay, so by letting it live, they got 1 spell off so far. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and activate it. Because they're gonna turn it face down and turn it off if they get that 1 card off. Of course, if they don't OTK me, no, because they're most likely going to flip whatever I have on the field down, so it can't do anything. So I do kind of have to play aggressively. But instead of a monster, I could always just crack that card, but it does specifically say banish up to 3, and then 2 of them does the Book of Moon effect already. monster graveyard and reveal one other spellbook card in your hand, or to target one spellbook monster in the graveyard. Special summon. There's only one, but I'm sure they'll go into stuff. Yeah, I do want to activate this. It would be searching for a level 1, but they could get a level 1. I don't actually know what to choose. This could get them a level 1 spellcaster, which is not a big deal for them. They would be able to set up next turn. Otherwise, it just gets bigger. Yep, quick effect, they're going to flip it. Well, I got my puppy back. That's kind of the part that matters, but they do have to banish 2 spells to get this effect off, so... The effect was already declared. So. Hopefully that's not what they were trying to do, is negate it by flipping it. They'll banish 1. Okay, to bring back. So, I guess in that situation, knowing that that card was there, destroying that monster actually was the wrong thing to do. Because, yeah, Automatica. Can't do that effect. And it just gives itself 500 attack. Okay. He cannot swing that thing. Oh, he's going to anyway. He didn't remember what defense was. Okay. Should have looked at the logs. It doesn't have crushing. But I do like Dogmatica, though. That's kind of funny, because it is a spellcaster. Well, you were completely useless right now. The only way I see myself getting out of this is still doing this terrible idea, even though in reality all I have to do is just special summon Puppy again. Special summon Puppy at the end of the turn, because I don't think they can prevent that from happening. Then if they decide to swing at it, swap out and crack this card again. What does this do? The monster's level is increased by the level of the monster that was banished. So... okay, so it's just a spellbook monster reborn. Hold on. Yeah, so there's no reason for me to rush, because if they decide to swing, I can just crack that card. I need to go check my dailies. Standby. You can place one spellbook card. Oh, they can rig their draw. Which I think was... oh yeah, that's right. They don't have a graveyard, so it doesn't really matter. They can't use the effect. One spell in the grave. What was that effect? It was back when it declared its effect. Okay. So that part's live. Okay. Yeah, he's got it. They're gonna flip it face down with the spell. Because it's spell books, again, yeah, it's completely dud card. Man, this would have been such an entertaining fight if I could have gotten Naturia Beast on the field. Because I would have just told everything to stop working. I'm gonna go ahead and just turn auto... Oh, apparently I can't turn auto off. I don't want to... Yeah. I don't know why the toggle is not on. This just seems like a kind of infinite loop. I'm going to trigger it because I know what they're going to do. So I'm just going to force them to play the card. Yep, there it is. Nope. A face-up monster affected by other spell effects this turn. Oh. So it's going to go off anyway? Okay. Wait, why did you play that? Spell or traps, but it's neither. And there's nothing protecting it from being cracked. You could probably just bring it back. Yep. Yep, figures. They're just simply going to recycle and bring it back anyway. But they can't, these two still can't get over this card. Okay. I can use Revolt. I could, if this is put in the grave, I can use Revolt to get that card out. And then begrudgingly make the Melffy card to search. But I am forcing him to waste all of the materials that he has. Okay. Revolt is a trap effect. No, because it wouldn't matter. Because the Link 2 that I could make wouldn't be a good choice here. What are you doing? It's gonna bounce. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, you'll get one spell book. The one time I'm facing a heavy spell deck and I can't make Naturia Beast. It's such a shame. Okay. Yeah, so it's a ticking time bomb, and I get that part. Caddy is not what I need right now. Okay, yeah. Revolt is yeah, I think I might just go ahead and remove Revolt. Because it's not helping me at all. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, welcome back. Yeah. I was just thinking of the 1-2 of like trying to lock down the board. Oh, it's gonna... Yeah, that's true. I am actually going to... Oh, okay, Revolt's going off first. That's fair. Hopefully your trip went well. I believe you said your trip was a little brother. Yeah. Well, that's what the long-term plan of the deck is. After a long game, it would still be useful. Let's see. I think it's suggesting that I can make... Well, I mean, yeah, I could definitely make that card. There wouldn't be anything in my graveyard if I did that, so it wouldn't exactly work that well. I can normal summon Puppy. Okay, let's do this. It's not big enough, but I can shoot. What is this again? If this card's in the graveyard, you can make all your opponent's lose range attack. Sure. That just goes to show how often I use this card. Okay, let's just banish it so it's gone forever. And this is a 2300 beat stick. Special summon... Target one beast monster in your graveyard. I'm gonna go ahead and just activate it. To be honest. Alright, so we managed to turn the tables and control the field-ish. Let's see if that even lasts at all. Because they could crack this to search for a 9 or lower spellcaster, but there's nothing on the field for the standby phase. Oh, in the graveyard. Okay. You can place one spellcaster spellbook spell card. Okay, and they can rig the top of their deck. Okay. They cannot flip this, though, but they will banish it. Really? They're going for the Searcher? Okay. Oh, okay. Well, quick play cannot be played from the hand, so I don't see any reason to even play around it. Yeah, effect wheeler turns an effect off. That's it. Okay, so that resolved, but they're still able to trigger another effect. I don't know what the point of the effect veiler was, unless they just didn't make it far. Oh well. Woof. That was a long game. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and save that. I think that was a good enough fight that I can add that to the channel. That was just tough for tough. Of course, we're gonna go first because, you know. Man, I cannot wait. I have to, but I cannot wait. Finally get Melffy support. I think a lot of people play mobile because a lot of times they just don't have very good connections, which is weird. If I do Joyous just to set up like a pop and a puppy, I could do that. Or I can set up something and just do a search. Well, that was my normal summons. I cannot choose that at all. Nimble, and one of my 3 copies of Puppy. Well, there's nothing to pop, so yeah, there's no reason to do that. They couldn't ash before, so I can't ash now. In theory. That's almost the full sweep. Probably gonna bring out Pony anyway, just because it'll get me Beaver, so I can set up for next turn. Moment of truth, or moment of which extra X zone do I want to put it above? Oh, that's just rude. But I know what they're probably going to do. They're probably just going to mystical and then, like, lightning storm. And just wipe my board and then just make it to where everything I just did was pointless. Or, okay. Or not. Well, apparently they can do something. Don't mind if I do. I'll just get it back. Because I don't actually need Fenny, really. I don't have closed forest, so I don't need the gained attack power. But I do want the beaver, though. So I do need to keep those there for pony. I can't feasibly get rid of this, actually. I don't have, like, a link 1. That is fair, though. I do have a whole bunch I can just have anyway. I think it's a terrible idea. Because I think that's a little too aggressive. I don't have a fallback plan or any way to set up. If I make this with... No. In situations where it's like this, where it's like, there's really nothing I can do. I want to special summon this and use this in order to go into the 1 card. I don't want to, I'm just going to have to pass. It would be nice if there was a link 1 in order to get rid of the Melffy, if I wanted to try to free up room on the board and do stuff. Because I could have normaled the doe, used its effect, pitched master, grab another card, and had other stuff to use. This monster declares attack while you have no cards in your hand. This card's in your hand, you special summon this card. Well, I do want the search no matter what. But do I want to pop that card? No, I want to pop the face. The opponent's monster declares an attack while you have no cards in your hand. You can only control. You can special this card from your grave, then in the battle phase. Okay, we're gonna grab. Do we grab this? Because we can't do anything with it. That was... That was probably the better choice. Wouldn't be able to tell you for sure, though. If that card stays on the field, Beast can hit the field, and so can the Doe, and that essentially allows for me to ditch a card, get something back, which would be Caddy. But I can go into Defleur. This might just be a situation of either closing the app or mobile. But since the game is still going, it's probably just a mobile issue. The target afterwards, so I can actually play. Let's see. I want to walk over this, I think. If I bounce... What do I bounce? Do I just bounce this? Yeah, I just bounce this. Have to put this one back. Get our draw. That's a bad draw. Okay. We'll just go full combat mode. Yes, this might be considered a little mean. We're gonna go Caddy. That's a fair response. I'll give him that. Zeus makes it where nothing stays on the board, everything goes straight to the graveyard. The board just negates one of anything. That's not bad. This is a first of streams, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just call it, because we do have our dailies. We do need to refresh on that so we can get more gems. But the streams from now on should at least be this long or longer. I am expecting to do a couple of different things, like checking out people's replays and just kind of watching them, because in my opinion, I think that's pretty cool, checking out other people's wins that they're proud of, or even just losses, you know, if they've enjoyed a game and they want to share it. I think that would be fantastic. I saved my friends' replays, but you know, that's their replays, and you know, I've saved them, but I'm not too particularly sure about just making an archive of like any and every game that I can find. Even though what's funny is that actually sounds slightly appealing. Imagine instead of it being like, I don't know, Konami having access to any and all replays across the entire, you know, game, if they're able to do that. Like just building an archive, you know, a big archive of everybody else's games. But I don't know. I don't know if that would be very appealing. We got a couple things to do though. So out of everything that we just did, we basically became 800 gems richer. You go get that ball, cat. And I'm not sure what I'll get. I'm not sure what secret packs I'll get and stuff like that, because I still want to build the Valence deck, but again, it's just ultra rares. So it pretty much just asks you to spend a whole bunch of gems constantly to try to unlock it, when there could be a whole nother deck that I would rather do that's available to me that I just hadn't found yet. But apparently we have, oh, okay, we have the Tri-Brigade, Protector, so it's a, okay, ornament. Ooh, that is super cool. I like that. And I've hit the wrong button. I like the fact that they're putting ornaments on here. I like this. I do. I think I like this more, just because it's pretty cool. And then, oh, okay. They're just kind of finally adding in the other missing content that they had. I think this could pop up on the main menu, because I know I've seen it, but now you can officially have it, you know, on your own homepage. I don't mind Tri-Brigade. That's another deck that's a meta deck that I don't really care too much for. It's like, it is Beasts, Swing Beasts, Beast Warriors, stuff like that. It's got a really cool engine and everything. And I probably have that deck. Like, I could probably just throw it together and have it. But, I don't know. That was my phone, by the way. Custom ringtone. We'll see. I'm not really interested in the Tri-Brigade accessories. I had to get the Ghost Trick stuff, though. I used to have a Ghost Trick deck, but as much as I like flip stuff, and as much as I like Ghost Trick, I don't know. It's a personal deck I already own. I don't know if I want to spend, you know, the resources and stuff to try to learn how to play this on here. I'd rather just own the deck. Yeah, so that was the thing. See, this is what I would call a good pendulum deck that I would like to craft at some point. Not specifically this deck, just something that works fairly efficient like it. Because look at this, card advantage, a decent starting hand. It's, yeah, it's really nice. Of course. Man, look at this. This is crazy. Woo-wee. Talk about rinse and repeat. Good grief. Also, look at the player in front of us hand. It's just 2 cards on the field and 1 in the hand. Like, wow. What in the world? Wait a minute, are you gonna pay 2,000 twice? Or was the Venom Dragon's effect once per turn? He's just gonna straight up make it and then copy it. Wow. Oh, man. That's an incredible FTK. It's not obviously, you know, the actual very first turn, but yeah, that was... Woof. That was a ride. Go ahead and get our pocket change gem. Our nickel, you would say. I'm actually going to go ahead and just do a couple of goofy things real quick. I'm just going to go ahead and see what I have. Tri-Brigade Rise. Oh yeah, I forgot I have hollows. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Is that everybody? I think so, yeah. So that would be my Tri-Brigade kit. I don't have this card, obviously. I guess I could do a Fallen... Fallen of Albaz setup. That might be something I would work on later, just because it could be my mirror to Alistair Spriggan. Then I wanted to take a look at something else real quick. So this is what I want to do eventually. This is build a rank 5 turbo, but the biggest thing is, like, I don't know if there's a good enough assortment of cards to do this with. Because chances are, maybe. Then target one face-up monster opponent controls, destroy that monster, and if you do inflict damage to your opponent equal to destroy the monster's original attack. This card cannot attack directly when you use this effect. Well, it's still 25. It is a really big beat stick, and it is a burn effect, which that's pretty cool. I do actually like that. That's a normal too. Well, it's not terrible. As soon as you control would be if an monster you control would activate an effect by attention effect, you can touch return this card's head. Oh, okay. It's just kind of like a backup battery. Okay. It doesn't seem too bad. Let me just look up 5s in general. Yeah, Dynamist probably would be one of the first ones to pop up. Now, I guess Dino Beast would be a good one to do because it really is trying to put out Dino Beasts, which are 5s, but I think they're 5s and 6s, which causes the inconsistency there. It's a lot of 5s to go through. If I had Cyber Dragon, it would allow me to have certain cyber cards, in theory. For instance, yeah, like, this card is summoned. It's just a bland, specific effect that just says, if you happen to set up scales, and you just bring this out. Because that's the weird thing about, like, 5s and 6s, I think, is that there are some that have really good effects. But, for instance, its stats are absolutely abysmal. It's 800 attack, 600 defense, but it's a heavy storm in the form of a monster. If it's summoned, no matter how you summon it, if it's summoned, return all set cards in the field to the hand. It's not terrible. And what I'm considering is trying to build something that's like very pendulum specific. Let's go on like a whim here and just say, like, if I go for Dino Mists, just maybe. I can do Dino Mist support, but all those cards would essentially be considered the trap cards, the spells and traps. Then I would have to make sure that I had like a decent enough 5s that I'd want to summon off of the pendulum cards. But then I think the biggest thing from there is like, what could I do draw-wise? What could I do to try to strengthen the power of this deck? Or make it more consistent? I don't know. Also, yeah, apparently the artifacts are apparently 5s. Which is not something I feel compelled to do. I don't know. I feel like it's going to take like a bigger brain than what I've got to do this specific plan. But maybe just doing enough digging, or maybe sorting them into specific types, like rock and stuff, I might be able to find something that works. Those cards face up on the field as attribute is also treated as light. It's a light and dark. Oh, okay. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. This card should be summoned. You can add one level 3 monster from your deck to your hand. There might be some really strange things that you can do, specifically because if you're pendulum summoning, you're bypassing their need to hit the field normally. So you might be able to find some really neat, niche things. I think at some point I need to make Incantation Bookstone. This Incantation with Djinns and like something else, and like maybe do Necros that way. It's like just a bunch of ritual support all smashed together. I think that might be cool. But yeah. Here, let's do one last thing before we're done. Let's just Dino Mist. Right? Yeah, that's what I thought. So half of them should be, yeah, half of them are 5, half of them are 4. It's not the end of the world. The Rex is, I think, one of the better ones, and it's a 5. 5. I would have, let's see, I think I remember, okay, so 6, 6, 3, 3. Okay, cool. Actually, you know what? I can do, I could do something like that and have an even split. I think the problem is that getting them. Specifically getting the cards that you actually need, because you have to have one of each. You'd have to have a 3, you'd have to have a 6. By doing so, this would make it to where, plus because of the amount of gems I have, I could actually just craft one Rex. Let's see, how to obtain. Advanced Warriors. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Might be able to pull another Rex without having to craft it. But you could do level 5 turbo. Just to see. I don't know. Like I said, it's probably going to take a lot more brain power than I've got. But we'll see. Got a dime for every time I said the word C. It's going to be just, oh, it's just called deck. Okay. Well, that's it for right now. I had a little bit of fun. I got to talk to a new person. That was cool. And so far, so good. Let's see, we went from 5 to 2. So it's not terrible. I think that's what? At least 1, 2, 3... Was it 3 wins? 5 to 4. 2, 4 to 3. Oh, then it would be like 5 or 4 games. But yeah. Alright, thanks for stopping by. If you do end up seeing this in the future, hello. Thanks for watching the video. And yeah,